Welcome back to another series of Pooches at Play.
I'm excited to be back on air and on the road, visiting some of my favourite places.
Yes, well, in this episode we're going to Castlemaine. I'll be giving tips and advice, and Darcy, well, he'll just be cruising through.
It's the start of what's going to be an awesome series that covers travel, dog health, training and much more.
That's right, so enjoy this episode to start with.
Just going to walk through the park?
Yeah, nice. What do you think, Darcy?
Go for a run, Dars?
Yeah, I might even run.
We often think of the Border Collie as the quintessential Australian working dog, but the breed actually originated on the border of Scotland and England.
Hence the name.
Really? Huh. They're also considered the world's best herding dog.
That's right, this smart, highly energetic and trainable breed has great stamina and a need for order and a job to do above anything else. Borders are very people-orientated and they're wonderful family dogs like Ellie here, but they can have an inborn protective streak like many herding breeds can be prone to do, so they can be a little bit wary of strangers. So early socialisation is essential to help prevent shyness or reactivity to people that they don't know. The Border Collie can also be really sensitive to sound, so they don't always mix well with noisy young children, and they may develop phobias to loud noises like thunderstorms. So you'll need to work on that early. When they're a puppy, start sensitising them to it.
The black and white Border Collie, like Ellie here, is the most familiar of the breeds, but it also comes in many combinations that can be solid, bi or tri-coloured, merle and sable with a smooth or rough coat. Their lifespan is expected to be around 12 to 15 years of age.
Now, expecting a Border Collie to spend its days in the backyard with nothing to keep them occupied is a sure way to create a barking, bored, destructive dog instead of a calm, well-behaved, loyal companion like this beautiful girl. Yeah. If you are not prepared to help meet the mental and physical needs of a Border Collie, then please, in my opinion, don't get one, as their high intelligence can often result in neurosis and other unwanted behaviours. So if their needs are not being met, you are going to be in a bit of trouble. They are designed to work, so they're easily trainable, but they can become bored quickly with training, so you must make it fun, yet challenging with lots of praise and positive reinforcement. Their herding instincts can sometimes be turned on children and other pets, and sometimes cars. So it's really important that you give your Border Collie a job to do. Activities like agility, fly ball and herding are a great way to help redirect this instinctual need. Even like playing a daily game of catch with them is a good idea.
The Border Collie is well suited being indoors, spending time with the family, but the breed generally not ideal for apartment living and should be given regular access to the outdoors. To keep their locks looking luscious like mine, or Ellie's hair, they require regular grooming to remove the dead hair, and you have to check them regularly for ticks.
Especially if you're out in the bushland and long grasses. Border Collies are generally very fit. They're active dogs. They can be prone, yes you can, close your ears, to some hereditary health issues, including osteochondritis dissecans.
What is that?
A painful joint disease. Hip dysplasia, a range of eye issues and epilepsy. So to get a quote from Bow Wow Meow Pet Insurance specific to the Border Collie or to cover your own dog from illness and injury, visit their website.
Hey, and if you'd like to find out more about the Border Collie and if it's compatible with your lifestyle, check out the Bow Wow Meow breed selector on the website as well. Yeah,
this is really important because this is not a breed that you want to get or be unprepared for. No. So make sure that you do find out all about them and that you're covered too.
Yeah. Good girl.
If you were toilet training your puppy, or perhaps you still have an adult dog that might be peeing inside, there are a few things that you can do to help. Toilet training is not a quick process and there will be accidents, so never punish your puppy. They're still learning. Take your puppy outside after every meal, drink, a play session, or when they've been sleeping, around every 30 minutes. And also if you see them circling around or sniffing the ground, maybe tucking their bum under, get them outside and show them where you want them to go. That way they start to learn. Remember to reward and praise them if they do their business at that time. Depending on your home environment, say you have an apartment or you have to go out and they've got no access to the outdoors, then you might want to create one spot inside that they know to go to. The VitaPet pee pads are a great way to help you do this. Likewise, if you have a house that, say, has similar flooring inside and outside, or you don't have any grass area, you could use a piece of turf and that could be the place outside that they go to as well. If you do catch your puppy in the act in a place that you don't want them to go, calmly pick them up and then take them over to the place where you do want them to start toileting. If done quickly and regularly enough, they'll soon form an association with the action and where you want them to be. Always up your praise or even use a treat if your dog voluntarily goes outside or they use the pee pad. Remember, anything we reward happens with more intensity and frequency. Plus, once they're doing it reliably, you can then start to put it on cue. Do not always use treats as your primary reward though, because otherwise they might start peeing a little more than they need to. And we should keep them to no more than 10% of their total calorie intake. That way we're not overfeeding our puppies. You can also assist them in the process of going to the designated spot on the pee pad or outside with the Yours Truly outdoor attractant. It's specially formulated to attract puppies and encourage them to go in the spot where you've poured it. If you have an older dog or a puppy that keeps urinating in the same spot, remember they like to mark their territory, and even if we think we've cleaned it up, because they have such an acute sense of smell, they can still smell it. That's why it's important to use a specially formulated cleaning product, because many of the common household products contain ammonia, and that can actually make the problem worse because it can smell like pee or it can actually seal in the smell. Also, try not to clean up around your puppy or your dog. We don't want them to see it because otherwise it might become a bit of an attention-seeking exercise. It's going to take some time for your puppy and their bladder to learn to hold on for extended periods of time. So it's really down to consistency and rewarding them in some way every time they get it right. For more puppy care tips and products, visit the VitaVet website.
When it comes to weekends away, Vanners in Melbourne are spoilt for choice. You can go coastal, there's the mountains, you can go rural, there's loads of wineries. In fact, you could probably spend a whole year just exploring your own backyard. But if you're thinking about getting away for the weekend, just something really close, best bet, Castlemaine.
Castlemaine is one of those places that you visit over a weekend for a quick escape and then spend half an hour looking online at how much it would cost to buy a home there. It combines the homely feel of a country town with convenience you get in the city. There's pretty much something for everyone here.
This town was founded on the back of the gold rush in the mid-1800s. From seemingly nothing, it boomed into life, with thousands of people flocking here. Now, some of those people, they made their fortune, but most barely scratched a living. However, it put this part of the world right on the map. People still come here today to go panning or spend their time roaming the countryside with metal detectors. This is the oldest continually run theatre in Australia. It was built to entertain the diggers during the gold rush. Nowadays, it's a popular cinema and live music venue. I think I might come back here later and catch a movie, if Lara lets me. Make sure that when you visit any country towns across Victoria that you support small local businesses. Shop at the corner store or the bakery. You don't have to go to the big stores. Go and buy some local produce and cook it when you get back to the van park. Fish and chips, corner store. That's where you should be going.
Once you've set up the van and gotten yourself organised, take a drive out to the Castlemaine Diggings National Heritage Park. It's only about 10 minutes from town, and apart from the history of the old mining site, it's also quite scenic.
This is Garfield's water wheel. Can you imagine how big the wheel was when it was in place? Because it's got to be like that wide, and then at least 7 of me tall. That's a proper measurement, isn't it? The Goldfields Track is a 210-kilometre walking or mountain biking trail that runs from the south of Ballarat all the way to Bendigo. It covers some of the most gold-rich land from the rush period, and it's also really pretty. If you've got the energy, it's well worth a stroll along one of its trails. And I know which trail I'll be doing. I tell you what, it's not the Garfield Mine walking trail. All along this end of the trail, there's these big holes that have been dug and shafts everywhere, so when you're walking around, you've got to be pretty careful. See as he walks around off the trail.
Castlemaine is a beautiful place and perfect for a pet-friendly caravan or camping holiday. If you're planning a trip anywhere in Victoria, then visit gomakesomememories.com.au for loads of tips and touring ideas. In 2020, you can get your fix by checking out the virtual show that the Caravanning Industry Victoria is running. It's going to be awesome.
When it comes to your dog's health, one of the most important things to consider is the food they eat. That's why I feed Darcy a Big Dog raw food diet. I love the fact that Big Dog is 100% Australian made and owned and uses human-grade ingredients, including fresh, raw meat, crushed meaty bones, offal, fruits, vegetables and other natural ingredients. I also trust in the quality of their food because they've been creating healthy, natural diets for pets for 20 years. The other great thing about Big Dog is their frozen portions make feeding your dog a nutritionally balanced raw food diet really easy. The Big Dog core range includes a mixed protein blend of red and white meat for variety, which is important in pets' diets, and provides a complete and balanced diet for both puppies and adult dogs. If you have a dog with allergies, skin issues, joint problems, or maybe needs to lose a little weight around the middle, Big Dog is the brand for you. Check out the Big Dog fridge at your local pet stock store, and remember, if you are introducing new food into your dog's diet, do it over 7 to 14 days. Visit the Big Dog website to find out more about their range or to learn more about raw feeding. Is that right, Darcy? As a Petstock Rewards member, if you purchase any participating brand of premium dog or cat food, including Big Dog, they'll give you 15% brand cashback to use the next time you shop for the same brand, even if it's on promotion. Visit the website for details. Losing your dog or cat can be a really traumatic experience, and it can be hard to know what to do if this happens to you. First of all though, make sure you check around the home. Look under beds, check in bedrooms. I've had this happen before where a dog has been sleeping away in a bed and I didn't know they were there. Then check in with your neighbours and ask them to check their place as well. Particularly if there's been fireworks or thunderstorms or another event might have triggered some anxiety, your dog might be hiding in a neighbour's yard. There are a couple of other important things to do. Firstly, ring around the local vets and medical emergency centres and let them know your dog's details, your contact number and any other things they might need to know. That way, as soon as they're handed in, they can give you a call and get them straight home to you. Local councils and pounds and shelters might also be another place that they're taken, so let them know as well. Go for a walk or a drive around the neighbourhood calling your dog's name. Ask friends and neighbours to help. Go to those places that you normally go to, like dog parks, down to the shops, your local cafe, and just let people know to keep an eye and ear out for your dog. Another really important one is to jump onto the internet and go to your local Facebook community group or Lost Dogs group. Put up their details and you'll find that a lot of people are really happy to band together and help get your dog home to you. It's also often a place where people post photos of dogs that they've found. Of course, like anything, prevention is much better than cure, so make sure your dog is microchipped and they're wearing an ID tag. However, this isn't always foolproof, as according to Dr. Kate Sharpen, there are some things to consider.
No, unfortunately they're not. ID tags can fall off, they can become unreadable, and people can forget to put the collars back on their dogs, especially after they've washed them. So it is really, really important that they have a microchip so that we can make sure that they get home safely. As a vet, I still unfortunately see a high number of pets that come in that aren't microchipped. So obviously the best thing is to get them microchipped, but in addition to that, you do need to ensure that the microchip details are always up to date. So if you've moved or you've got a different phone number, you need to update those. The easiest way is to do that is just to get on and Google pet address. That will tell you which microchipping company you're with, and then you can contact them directly and update your details. Alternatively, you can contact your local pet stock vet and they will do all of that for you. So if your pet doesn't have an ID tag or a microchip, then sadly they're going to end up in a shelter or a pound and they're just not going to make their way home.
There really is no reason or excuse to have your cat or dog not being microchipped. It costs as little as $10 and max around $80, so it is really important. Also for ID tags, visit your local pet stock store. They've got plenty on offer and free engraving too. Visit their website to find your local store.
When it comes to dogs looking good and feeling good, Chaos here is a great example of the important role that diet plays in this. Chloe, tell me a little bit about Chaos.
So Chaos is a long coat German Shepherd. I got him at 8 weeks old. He will be 3 in July. Oh. Yeah. And he loves his friends. He also is hard driven and he's eager to learn different skills.
Did you have to give Chaos much training? Because he seems really obedient.
Yes, I gave him lots of training. So I started when he was 9 weeks old, and I definitely recommend if you get a German Shepherd to do training because they get so big and they are very hard to handle.
Yeah, I can imagine they would be. Now, you've got him on a raw food diet. What made you want to do that?
Because raw suited his lifestyle, as he was a very fussy eater. chaos. He's prone to gain weight and it will help prevent any hip and elbow issues in the long run. Yeah.
He's a big boy. Do you have to feed him a lot?
Yeah, so much. So I give him 2 patties in the morning, also 2 patties at night. I don't mind paying a bit more now because in the long run, it's better for his health.
And how's he taken to it?
He loves it. You can see in his coat, it's so much shinier, also his teeth, and he's got more energy.
That's
so
awesome.
much more energy.
Do you reckon that's why more people are moving to a raw food diet?
Yeah, and it's nice and balanced and it's really good for him. Their bites are also great for training as well. Stand, drop, stand, drop, sit, speak, speak, speak.
Okay, I've got to ask, what is Pooh's like?
So much smaller.
Really?
Yeah, and you wouldn't believe it. Many of my friends also feed their dog Big Dog. So we actually talk about it all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a great way to end. Hey, if you'd like to see more of this beautiful boy, go and check out his Instagram. And if you'd like to know more about the Big Dog raw food diet, check out their website. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having
Chaos.
us.
No worries. Chaos is a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. There you go. No more sleeping.
Knowing how to take good care of your dog from puppyhood through to its senior years is not always easy. That's why I wrote my new book, Eat, Play, Love Your Dog, to help. From food and nutrition to addressing common behaviour problems and tips for good dog health. It's the ultimate guide for every dog owner. Available in all good bookstores, online and pet stock. Visit poochesatplay.com for details. Hiking is a natural and fun way to spend time with your dog as well as bond with them. Of course, though, if you are heading out on a hiking trail, make sure you check that dogs are actually allowed to join you. Don't start off too strenuous. Ease both yourself and your dog into your hike. That's based on both of your fitness levels, and make sure you let a friend or a family member know where you're going, what time you're going to start and what time you expect to be back, so that if anything does go wrong, someone knows to come find you both. Make sure your dog's flea and tick treatments are all up to date before you head off, and make sure even if you're going on short trips that you're well prepared. In Victoria, that means taking clothes for warm and cold weather, jackets, plenty of water, bowls so you can rehydrate your dog. I've got an emergency kit in here as well, which is really important, and snacks both for yourself and for your dog. Always as well, keep them on the lead because you want to keep them nice and safe and close to you, and they're probably required anyway. Make sure you check your dog really regularly for signs of stress or heat exhaustion, particularly if it is a warm day. And make sure you're stopping for lots of water. You don't want them to get overexerted, particularly if they don't go hiking very often. Or you don't either. Cut paw pads can be a common injury for dogs when hiking, so you want to make sure that you do a regular check. Just stop, give them a little once over, just to make sure that there's no rocks or cuts or any kind of peeling on their feet. You're looking good, buddy, but time to go back? Yeah, let's go home. Come on, before it gets too dark. After your hike, make sure you check your dog thoroughly and as soon as possible for ticks or burrs or anything else they might have picked up as you were hiking along. Particularly in the case where paralysis tick is in the area and you've been in any bush or grassy areas. You want to make sure that you do a really thorough check in all those areas where ticks hide, like their ears, around their face and their nose, all through their skin. And if you happen to find one and you're just not sure how to get rid of it, then please do take your dog immediately to the vet because they can be deadly. Remember, a tired dog is a well-behaved dog, so taking your dog hiking is a great way to also keep behaviour issues at bay. Not that you've got any of them. No, we haven't. We'll do a proper check of you now. Good boy.
Roundworm is a very common internal parasite. Nearly all dogs will be infected at some point in their lives. And since this parasite can also affect you and your family, it's important to know what to look for. Roundworm infects dogs of all ages, but most commonly puppies, who acquire infection before birth or soon after through their mother's milk. Roundworm can also be easily transmitted through the environment. Eggs are shed in the feces of an infected dog, and if your puppy or dog ingests these eggs, the adult worm can develop in their intestines, and so the cycle continues. The worm deprives the host of nutrients, causing malnourishment and, in the case of puppies, stunted growth and weakness. In all dogs, symptoms can vary from very mild to severe. They include a pot belly or abdominal pain, coughing if the adult worms migrate to the lungs, diarrhoea and vomiting, a dull coat and weight loss. You may also notice worms in your dog's poop or vomit. They're usually white or light brown and a few inches long, and they look a bit like spaghetti. While most symptoms of roundworm can be associated with many other illnesses, if your puppy or dog is displaying any of these symptoms, it's important to take them to a vet for testing and treatment as soon as possible. Roundworm can spread easily, with one worm producing up to 200,000 eggs a day. While it's rare, roundworm can cause problems in humans. Most people have only mild symptoms, but they can cause serious disease in some. Children are most at risk of exposure, as they tend to play in areas where animals have toileted and are far less likely to wash their hands. So ensure you and your family follow good hygiene practices by always washing your hands after touching or playing in areas frequented by dogs, and pick up dog feces as quickly as possible to prevent transmission. Importantly, ensure your dog's worming is up to date to help protect them and your family from roundworm and other zoonotic diseases, meaning those that can be passed from pets to people. To help prevent them, I generally suggest using a monthly total parasite preventative like NexGard Spectra. You can find out more about it on their website.
Would you like to win a Pawsome prize pack valued at over $2,500 for you and your pooch? One lucky winner will win this amazing prize, including a year's supply of VitaPet treats, Big Dog pet foods, NexGard Spectra monthly chews, and DGG grooming products and tools, as well as a $250 Petstock gift card, Lexia Me memory foam bed, and a brand new DGG wardrobe. Two runners-up will also receive a $500 VitaPets treat package. Simply tell us in 50 words or less how your furry friend shows their love for you. Visit the Pooches at Play website to enter. Well, that's it for another episode of Pooches at Play. Boy, half an hour goes really quick.
I know. You know what we should do? We should do longer episodes. How good would an hour of Darcy be? Or even 2 hours?
It's a bit much. To watch past series, go to the Pooches at Play website, and there's also plenty of articles on there too.
So jump online, check it out. Hey, and also join our Facebook page.
Yes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.
See you guys. Come on, Darcy. Let's go for a run.